Yeah, hello viewers. Good day. Glory Samson is here again. We're here to discuss love. Love. We started a video on understanding love, and I did tell you in my last video that unlike the English that has one word describing love, the Greek and the Hebrew has different languages that describes love or that defines love. And then we discussed, we mentioned that we have the Phileo, we have the Eros, we have the storage, and we have the agape. And I promise to do another video discussing deeply on these different description or definition of love from the Greek and the Hebrew languages. So today we're going to be looking at Phileo. We're going to be looking at Phileo. And what is Phileo? What is Phileo? Like I said, to understand love, you must know the different words for love, the different words the ancient Greek and Hebrew used to define love. And so we are starting off on Phileo. Filial love is essentially a friendly love. Filial love is a friendly love, love between friends or amongst friends. And this love is seen especially between close friends, very close friends. They express filial love. Throughout the Old Testament, we see filial love mentioned in the Bible. And one great example is the love between Jonathan and David, which is found in the book of 1 Samuel 18 from verse 1 to 2. The Bible speaking that Jonathan and David, they loved each other. The love they had was like, the love between a man and a woman. But these were friends, great friends. They were not bonded by blood. They were not bonded by family. They were friends. And they loved each other. And the love they expressed is filial. We also see the love between Jesus and Lazarus when Jesus was told that your friend Lazarus is sick. Lazarus was described as a friend of Jesus. And so that friendship there, that love between Jesus and Lazarus is the filial love. We did mention agape love. And I will just touch a little on it, the storage and eros. Agape is the sacrificial love. This love does not expect love in return. It does not expect love in return. It's a sacrificial love. This love can best be described as the love that Jesus has for us. When Jesus died on the cross to give us salvation, we didn't pay anything for salvation. We did not. Scripture speaking that while we were yet sinners, Jesus died. And so this love is a sacrificial love. Sacrificial love is a love that does not demand anything. It does not demand, it does not expect anything in return. It is dished out without any form of expectation in return. The storage is family love. The love that naturally one has for their family members. That's the storage. The love that naturally develops by virtue of close relationship or spending time or spending ample time with someone. That love is developed. The mom, you grew up with your siblings from childhood to adolescence. You spend so much time with them. You've been with them from childhood. So there's this love that naturally develops by virtue of spending enough time with someone, and that love is called storage. Or when you grow up with someone, that love is called storage. Then the eros is the sexual love. Eros is sexual love. That love is found amidst married couples. Legitimate love. Legitimate eros love, not the one we see that people that are unmarried are sexually attracted to each other. Eros is sexual love. It comes from being sexually attracted to someone. So once you have a sexual attraction towards someone, the love you are expressing at that point is eros. Now we're going to be discussing Phileo. This on this video, we're going to be delving deep into the Phileo love. And my next video, we'll talk about agape, and then on and on, we'll be able to discuss each of these on their own, and so that you can understand and know how to apply love when necessary. Now, because of the general and the casual nature of Phileo, like I said, Phileo is a general love. Love for friends, love for close friends, that's Phileo. Now, because of its general and its casual nature, it is not the kind of love you need to get married. You don't need Phileo love alone to get married. Even though you start out that relationship with Phileo, but you need much more than Phileo to get married. You need much more than Phileo to get married and to stay married. You need much more than Phileo. Marriage requires a more deeper and focused love than Phileo provides. Marriage requires a more deeper and focused love. Phileo can be general. You cannot apply the same love you have for a friend, for a spouse. No, you cannot. You cannot. Any marriage that the couple or one of the spouse, is portraying or telling his or her co-mate or her husband or his wife that the same love he's having for his friend is the same love he has for her, that marriage is headed towards destruction. You cannot sustain a marriage with only Phileo. You start out a relationship, a marital relationship, you can start it out with Phileo, because you must first be friends before even taking it to the next level of courtship or marriage. As positive and beneficial to our lives as this friendship love is, Phileo does not qualify as the highest and deepest form of love. So Phileo does not qualify. No, as positive and beneficial to our lives, that friendship love is very positive. Like I said, we were born alone, we will die alone, but we were never meant to live alone. And so friendship love is very positive and very beneficial to our life. However, friendship love is not the highest and it's not the deepest form of love. It's not the highest. It's not the highest. It's not the deepest form of love. Phileo often develops certain characteristics that can create problem in the relationship if we are not careful. So there are characteristics that Phileo develops. Now check it out. You have a friend. Everyone has someone he or she calls a friend. Now check out your relationship with your friend. Some people, when they friend or their friends propose marriage, take a further step to propose marriage, they decline such proposal, or they refuse or reject such proposal. Why? I thought you were friends. I thought we are friends. They have their reasons why they feel that they can't settle down with this person as a husband or a wife. They can remain as friends, but they can never be couples. They have their reasons. And one of the reasons is what we are trying to establish in this video, that Phileo has certain characteristics that can create problem in the relationship if we are not careful. One of these is a sense of obligation. Phileo has the tendency to develop the sense of obligation. This is because it is based so frequently on mutual attraction and similarities. Mutual attraction and Phileo is totally based on mutual attraction. Why did you make this person your friend? Why is this person your close friend? We are attracted to each other. We share the same goals. We share the same interests. We like the same food. We are attending the same school. We like the same kind of music. And it's because of these similarities, and this mutual attraction that you have a sense of obligation. So one of the problems of Phileo is that it tends to develop a sense of obligation. So you have scratch my back while I scratch your back. And so if your friend does not call, you can't call. That's Phileo. She has not called me for 1 week. I've been the one calling. She has not called. He's been the one calling. I have not called. Or he has not called. And so I have to stop calling. Scratch my back, I scratch your back. That is Phileo. That is Phileo. And so you see that some get into this friendship and they begin to complain. My friend does not check up on me. You don't check up on me. If I don't check up on you, you don't check up on me. If I don't buy her gifts, if I don't buy him gifts, he don't buy me gifts. And so there's this sense of obligation. There's this sense of obligation that it creates. So people, the other partner is expecting that you replicate the love, you replicate the action, you reciprocate the love. So if I'm giving out love, it should be reciprocal. I should be able to receive same love from you. That is Phileo. That is Phileo. Secondly, it tends to focus on personalities and physical attraction. Phileo tends to focus on personalities and physical attraction. One reason friendship develop is because the people involved feel they are compatible with each other to one degree or the other. So you are only loving this person, you are only in a relationship with this person because you feel you are compatible. You feel you share the same personality. And that is where we have the issue of people saying, I can't marry somebody that is financially bankrupt or is poor because we are not of the same class. That's where the issue of class come in. We're not of the same class. The rich has to settle down with the rich, and the poor has to settle down with the poor. That's Phileo. That's Phileo. And so if you see a rich guy, dating a poor lady, or a lady from a disadvantaged background, or a rich girl dating a poor guy, you see that there's this inferiority complex, there's this fear that you're not deserving of them. You're not deserving of them. You're not deserving of such kindness. So whatever you're doing in that relationship is totally based on fear. You're afraid to lose them. Why? Because you feel you're not at the same level with them. And that's Phileo. That's Phileo. Friendship is developed because the people involved feel that they are compatible with each other to one degree or another. It's either in terms of influence, in terms of affluence, educational background, interests, and the likes. This is fine for a casual relationship. This is totally fine. This is totally fine for a casual relationship. Many people look at compatibility as a criteria for a potential spouse. It's totally not out of place to look at compatibility. However, there is a problem. And what is this problem? The two people in a long-term relationship who are very much alike may feel they are competing with each other, which may lead to contention. These two people that are in this long-term relationship that are very much alike, at some point, they begin to feel as if they are competing with each other. It breeds competition. One basic problem of compatibility is the competition that it breeds. It breeds competition. For example, let me use just casual friends. Having the likes or same likes, in terms of clothes. Let's use clothes, expensive jewelries. Let me just use ladies that are casual friends, and the both of them, are having similar likes, and the like is, or they have love for expensive jewelries. Now, if friend A buys an expensive jewelry, friend B will want to up her game. She want to up her game because everybody will desire to be seen as the one that is using the most expensive jewelry. And so there's this competition it breeds. And so it's not totally, I am not saying it's not good or it's not okay to have filial love in a marital relationship. I am saying it's totally not the basis. The problem that compatibility will breed, if that is the basis for which you are selecting a partner to live with forever, is competition. With time, you begin to see that you are competing with your spouse, or you're competing with your husband, which is not good and is not right for marriage. Check it out. The most successful relationship, I'm emphasizing on this, the most successful relationship usually involve two people who are either opposites or at least very different from each other. Check it out. The most successful relationship, not even marriage, let's drive it home. Even the casual friendship, the most successful friendship is the friendship that involves two opposite persons. Let's drive it home to your family, to your father's house, to your siblings. Among your siblings, the closest amidst your siblings are two people or the persons with opposite characters. You see, a melancholic attracted so much to a sanguine. What does a melancholy have that a sanguine does not have? That reserved nature, that quiet, that calm nature that a melancholic have, that nature to think, that nature to just be in their world and just be calm and without disturbance. That's their nature. That's the nature of a melancholy. But a sanguine is loud, and they tend to blend. They blend so much. Why? Because the sanguine make lively the atmosphere that the melancholic is found. And that's why you see that opposite attracts. It is true that opposite attracts. The most successful relationships, marital relationships, are the relationships that two people of very different character, different nature are brought together. For example, myself and my husband is a melancholy. My husband is a total melancholic person, melancholic in nature. I'm a sanguine. And I'm telling you, this is 12 years of having the best of time. The best of time. I'm not quiet. I'm the life of my home. When I come in, I breathe life. My husband is a calm type. He's quiet. He's reserved. But he can't spend 24 hours without me. The house will be boring. And so I make him happy. I make him laugh. And I discovered that over the years, I've been able to bring out that comic part of him. I've been able to help him express himself vocally, express himself with words, which he was not able to do before. And he also have been able to help me stay calm, control myself where I need not say anything. And so you see that instead of getting people that are compatible, if you must succeed in marriage, you must go for someone that complements you. And so the most successful, I am emphasizing on this so that you don't say the person that came your way, or the lady that came your way, or the guy that came your way and proposed marriage is a total opposite of you, and you begin to complain. Maybe you're the organized, arranged type. When you keep something somewhere, in the next 20 years, when you come back, it should be in that same position. And then the person that comes into your life is the type that will, when you drop something here, he picks it and drops it anyhow, and you're like, we can never settle for marriage. We are two opposite people. Of course, that's the beauty. That's the beauty. If everybody was the same, if everybody was created to become the same, the world would be boring. And that's why God made us different, with different natures, different characters, different ideologies, and so that the world is a beautiful place. So that the home, even your children, are not of the same character. In my family, we have sanguines, we have melancholics, we have cholerics, we are combined, 7 of us, and we are bonded because of this difference. What brings us together is our differences, not our similarities, our differences. What keeps us together is our differences. And everybody has been able to study the individual differences. We've been able to study individual differences. And by virtue of studying that, we are working with ourselves based on our individual differences, appreciating our individual differences and bringing out the best in us, not trying to change the person, but bringing out the best in that person based on his difference, based on her difference, because you can't change a man. And so I say it again. Check it out. Check it out. I want you to do your research. Go to visit homes. Check your siblings. Check out your friends. Check out the closest persons to you. Are they not the ones that are totally opposite from you? Check out those people that you love to even spend more time with. Are they not the ones that are totally opposite from you? Totally opposite. They are totally opposites. And yet, you're able to live with them. You're able to live with those siblings for 20 years, 25 years before you got into your new home. And so, opposite attracts. It is totally true that opposite attracts. The most successful relationship usually involve two people who are either opposites, or at least very different from each other. Because of their differences, they balance each other out. Because of their differences, they balance each other out. And so, using my home as a case study, you come into my house and you meet my husband, very calm, quiet, peaceful, loving, caring, easygoing. Had it been I was that easygoing like he is, or calm, maybe some people would have sat on our head. But you come into my home and you meet that calm man and you think you can ride him, I will bite you. I'll come after you. Why? Because I am meant to defend him. That's why I am his wife. That's why I'm like this. That's why I am vocal. So where his voice cannot go, my voice speaks volume. Where he cannot shout, I shout. He's my husband. I have to protect him. And sometimes when he notices that I am going off board, he calms me down and says, just let it go. And because I respect him, I calm down. Because let me tell you, it is not in all cases that violence brings about peace. I've got to learn that in a hard way. It's not in all cases. And so we complement each other. And so sometimes I am calm. I'm calm in a situation that I need to react or I need to act. Why? Because I'm able to see it from his eyes or view it from his point of view and see that, look, calmness will handle this. And so somehow he's rubbing off on me. I'm also influencing him. Where I need him, where he needs to talk now, he's beginning to talk. He's beginning to talk. He's beginning to learn not to take nonsense, not to take shit. All right, let's proceed. So these people that are opposites or very different from each other, they balance each other out, complementing and adding to each other. I've just shared my own brief story. So Phileo tends to be a conditional love. Phileo, it tends to be a conditional love. As long as certain conditions exist, the relationship exists. It's a conditional love. Like I said, scratch my back, I scratch your back. So Phileo tends to be a conditional love. And what is he saying? That as long as certain conditions exist, then this relationship exists. Some of us that are into relationships that promises marriage. The question you need to ask yourself is, the love between me and my fiancé or my fiancé, is it filial? Is it conditional? Are we saying that as long as certain things exist, then this relationship exists? I've seen relationships, they say as long as the man has money, I'm good to go. I'll marry him. As long as she is working, I'll marry her. Funny enough, these physical things are temporal. They are temporal. Anything can happen tomorrow. And so the person can lose it. The person can lose those things that you made a condition to settle a marriage. The person that can lose those things that you made a condition precedent for marriage to occur. As long as she's still beautiful, she's slim, we are good to go. She can add weight. He can add weight. As long as all her body parts or all his body part is complete. What if in the marriage accident occur? Will you leave the marriage? Accident occur and he broke his leg. And you have to manage a man with one leg. Will you leave the marriage? And so Phileo is not totally suitable or the only basis for a successful home. Conditions in a relationship creates expectation. Conditions in a relationship create expectation, and expectations inevitably results in disappointment. Conditions in any relationship, whether it's the relationship between siblings, the relationship between you and your friend, the relationship between you and your spouse, it creates expectation. So the moment you place a condition in any relationship, then expectation is bound to occur. And the moment there are expectations, then get ready for disappointment, because the result of expectation is disappointment. When the person cannot meet your expectation, when the person cannot meet your expectation, when the person cannot fulfill that condition, that person inevitably cannot meet your expectation, and that person inevitably have disappointed you. And that's why we have a lot of disappointment. I'm disappointed in her, I'm disappointed in him, because you had conditions and the person was not able to meet those conditions. And so for every relationship that has conditions, then there are expectations. And wherever there are expectations, or whenever there are expectations, the results inevitably is disappointment. You can't meet all the expectations of man. The expectations of man, the needs of man are innumerable. Countless needs, and it cannot be met. And that's why you cannot please anyone. You cannot. Even with our married, we're still, every day we are striving to become. Every day we are striving to become. We're not perfect. So we still make mistakes. We still make mistakes. So for you to set condition, it must be this, it must be that, it must be this, it must be that. If this is not there, you're already creating expectations. And inevitably, you are expecting disappointment. This is why a conditional relationship is insufficient for building a long-term. I say it again, a conditional relationship is insufficient for building a long-term commitment such as marriage. It's insufficient. Phileo is totally insufficient. A conditional relationship is insufficient for building a long-term commitment such as marriage. Spouses should have a filial relationship characterized by tender affection. Of course, we're not saying you should rule out filial in your marital relationship. You should have filial in your relationship for tender affection, but more than that is needed to sustain the relationship over a long time. More than that, more than tender affection, more than physical attraction, more than compatibility, more than personality test is needed to sustain a relationship over a long time. I believe that we are making progress in these our relationship talks, and I believe you're learning a lot. You're learning a lot and you're making adjustment. Life is all about making adjustments. Where you have failed, you try to make adjustments. Failure is totally not the reason for you to back down or to give up. It's just a prompting that you should have done certain things better than you did them. You should have done certain things better than you did them, or an opportunity to do certain things better than you did them in your past. That's failure. That's what failure tells you. So if you have had a failed relationship, this video is here to tell you that look, you can have a successful relationship if you can follow all the teachings, all the discussion, and make your adjustment. Adjust where necessary. Please adjust where necessary. Look into your relationship. What kind of love exists? What kind of love exists? Is it filial? And if it's filial and it's based on certain conditions, I believe you should begin to look into it and see what to do. I will come your way next time to discuss on agape and storage as God gives us grace. I remain your relationship plug, Glory Samson of Heart Matters. Like, share, comment. We'd love to read your comments, and the Lord is going to bless you. I wish you a successful journey in your relationship, and for some of us that are married, I wish you happy marital bliss. God bless you. Bye.